Ashleigh Barty came back from one set down in her 6-7, 4-7, 6, 4, 7, 5 win against Kiki Bertens on the Ken Rosewall Arena in front of her home fans to reach the second consecutive final at the Sydney International. Barty has enjoyed an impressive week in Sydney with wins over world number 1 Simona Halep, last year's Australian Open semi-finalist Elise Mertens before a 3-set win over 2018 WTA Finals semi-finalist and world number 9 player Kiki Bertens. The Australian player will be bidding to win the first Sydney International title of her career after losing the final last year against Angelique Kerber at the start of an impressive season, in which she clinched the WTA Elite Trophy title in Zhuhai last autumn. The world number 15 took a 4-1 lead in the tie-break of the first set, but Bertens reeled off 6 consecutive points to claim the breaker 7-4. Barty fought back in the second set, breaking in the fifth game to take a 3-2 lead to force the match to the third set. The sider went on serve until the 11th game when Barty broke serve to take a 6-5 lead. Barty served out with a hold at love. Barty hit 28 winners to 34 on forced errors and converted 3 of the 4 break points. Barty will face either the winner of the other semi-final between twice Wimbledon champion Petra Kvitova and Alexandra Sasnovich. It will be a rematch of the first-round clash at Wimbledon, where Sasnovich beat Kvitova. I missed my opportunity in the first set. I changed my mind a couple of times in that tie-break and it cost me. I knew all I had to do was to hang around and fight as hard and turned it around to my favor. I feel like I am continuing to develop and grow as a player, and I think it's the most important thing to come out here and play with more freedom. I really am enjoying myself, and there is nothing better than playing in Australia. I always enjoy playing against Kiki. She is an amazing girl off the court, probably more importantly than on court, and she is a good friend of mine. It's always tough playing with friends, but I respect her and I know that she respects me. We can come out here and play hard, then look at each other in the locker room now like we have not even played, said Barty. Barty has won 10 of her last 12 matches, including victories against Angelique Kerber and Garbiñe Muguruza. The last 2 years have been extremely consistent, which I am extremely pleased about, but the next goal for me is to reach the top 10 and go deep in slam events, said Barty. Belinda Bencic beat Diana Yastrezga 7-6, 7-5, 6-3 after 1 hour and 20 minutes to reach the semi-final at the WTA International in Hobart. Bencic got 2 breaks of serve in the third and fifth games to open up a 4-1 lead. Yastrezga reeled off 4 consecutive games to take a 5-4 lead, earning 2 set points. Bencic fended off 2 set points. Bencic got a mini break when Yastrezga made a double fault on the first point, and cruised through to a 7-2 win in the tie-break. Yastrezga reeled off the first 8 points at the start of the second set to take an early lead. Bencic broke straight back at 1-2. Swiss player broke for the second time in the 8th game for 5-3 and closed out the match with a hold at love to reach the semi-final, where she will face Anna Karolina Shidlova, who beat Irina Camelia Begu 7-5, 7-5. Bencic scored the third win over Yastrezga in her career. We have always played tough matches, so I was prepared for the closest match ever. It's really tough to play her because she has got so many big shots. She has got winners but also a lot of unforced errors, so you have to run and hope for the best basically, said Bencic. Number 6 seed Elise Cornet cruised past Belgian qualifier Greet Minen 6-1, 6-4. The French player converted 5 of her 8 break points to build up 6-1, 5-2 lead. Cornet dropped her serve at love, as she was serving for the match in the 8th game. 20-year-old Sophia Kenin beat Kirsten Flipkens 7-5, 7-5 after 1 hour and 41 minutes. Kenin dropped her serve twice, but she converted 4 of her 12 break points. The young U.S. player, who won the doubles title in Auckland last week, got an early break in the first game, but she dropped her serve at 2-2-1. Flipkens fended off 3 break points in the 9th game, but Kenin broke serve in the 11th game to take a 6-5 lead and held serve at 30 to wrap up the first set 7-5. In the second set, Kenin got an early break before Flipkens got it back in the 6th game. Kenin broke for the second time in the 11th game to take a 6-5 lead and held serve in the 12th game. U.S. 20-year-old player Sofia Kenin came back from a breakdown in each set to beat 2018 Moscow Kremlin Cup finalist Ons Jabeur 7-6, 6-3 after 1 hour and 24 minutes, reaching the 4th WTA quarter-final of her career at the Hobart International. Kenin fended off 2 of the 4 break points she faced, and converted all her 3 break points. Both Kenin and Jabeur TR dead breaks in the 3rd and 4th games. Kenin fought off 2 set points in the 10th game to draw level to 5-5 in the 10th game. Kenin got the crucial mini-break at 6-6 in the tie-break and closed out the first set on the 14th point on her serve 8-6 after 55 minutes. Jabeur broke serve at love in the first game to open up a 3-1 lead. Kenin bounced back by reeling off 5 consecutive games with 2 consecutive breaks in the 6th and 8th games. The U.S. player held serve to seal the second set 6-3. "I am really happy. The conditions were really tough and she is a great player. I didn't start off too good, and she picked up her game, but I am happy with the comeback and that I won the match. I was just fighting and not giving up. To save 2 set points changed the momentum of the match," said Kenin in the post-match interview. Kenin will take on former Wimbledon semi-finalist Kirsten Flipkens, who rallied from 1 set down to beat Victoria Kuzmova 6-7, 3-7, 6-4, 6-1. The first set was really good from both sides, but in the second set my level dropped a little bit. From 2-4 down I knew it was going to be difficult to come back, but nothing is impossible," said Flipkens. This year's Hopman Cup champion Belinda Bencic converted 5 of her 11 breakpoint chances in her 6-2, 6-4 win over Zoe Hives. The young Swiss player broke serve twice in the 3rd and 7th games and wrapped up the first set with a hold at 5-2. The second set was marked by 5 breaks in 6 games. Bencic earned 3 breaks, but she did not convert a match point on serve in the 8th game. She closed out the match with a hold at love in the 10th game. Number 6 seed Alizé Cornet cruised past her compatriot Pauline Parmentier 6-3, 6-0 after 65 minutes. The French player converted 4 of her 8 break points and saved the only break point she faced. Cornet built up a 3-0 lead and earned a set point at 5-2. She fended off a break point in the 9th game to close out the first set before breaking 3 times to take a big win in the second set. Anna Karolina Schmiedlova beat Alison van Uytvanck 6-3, 6-2 in 1 hour and 27 minutes. Schmiedlova converted all her 4 break points and saved 6 of the 7 break points she faced. Schmiedlova came back from 1-3 down by winning 5 consecutive games to win the first set and broke serve twice in the 3rd and 7th games to seal the second set. Former Wimbledon champion and number 5 seed Petra Kvitova beat world number 28 player Shea Suwei 7-6, 7-2, 6-2 to become the last player to secure her spot in the quarter-finals of the Sydney International, a tournament that the Czech player won in 2015. Kvitova set up a quarter-final against 2018 and number 2 seed Sydney champion Angelique Kerber. Kvitova saved a break point in the opening game before getting an early break in the second game when a return winner to open up a 4-1 lead and earn 2 break points for 5-1 in the next game, but Shea held on her service game after 2 deuces. Shea fended off a set point and broke serve for the first time at the 3rd opportunity in the 9th game to claw her back to 4-5. Shea held serve at 15 in the 10th game to draw level to 5-5 and fended off another set point in her last service game to set up a tie-break. Kvitova raced out to a 6-0 lead and sealed the tie-break with an ace on the 9th point. In the second set, Kvitova got an early break in the first game on her third opportunity. The Czech player rallied from 0-40 down in the fourth game before breaking for the second time in the second time to take a 4-1 lead, although 5 of the first 6 games of the second set saw break points for the returners. The Czech player hit a backhand down the line winner in the 8th game to seal the second set 6-2, booking her spot in the quarterfinal, where she will play against defending Sydney champion Angelique Kerber. Kvitova hit 38 winners to 32 unforced errors and saved 7 of 8 breakpoints she faced. Former World Junior No. 3 player and two-time Roland Garros quarter-finalist Yulia Putintseva fought back from one set and a breakdown to edge 2017 U.S. Open champion and 2018 WTA Finals runner-up Sloane Stephens 3-6, 7-6, 7-4, 6-0 after 2 hours and 3 minutes. Putintseva scored her 6th win over a top 10 player and her 2nd consecutive win over the U.S. player after her 5-7, 6-4, 7-6 win in the first round in Nuremberg. Stephens clinched the only break point in the 4th game of the first set. She hit a forehand down the line to close out the first set. Stephens went up an early break in the second game. Putintseva pulled the break back in the 4th game to draw level to 2-2. Stephens broke immediately in the 5th game to take a 3-2 lead. Putintseva broke back to draw level to 5-5, as Stephens was serving for the match. Putintseva earned a set point with a backhand down the line and sealed the second set tie-break 7-4, as Stephens sent a backhand long. Putintseva won 24 out of 33 points to win 6 consecutive games in the third set. The Kazakh player broke in the first game with a passing shot and in the third game with a drop shot return winner to take a big win in the third set. The world number 44 player hit a backhand winner to clinch a big win on her first match point, setting up the quarterfinal match against Kiki Bertens. Elise Mertens beat Anett Kontaveit 6-3, 6-1 in 66 minutes to score her second win in a row over the Estonian player. Both players traded breaks at the start of the first set. Mertens fended off 6 break points and broke serve in the 6th game before wrapping up the first set in the 9th game. Mertens broke times 4 times in the second set, setting up a quarterfinal match against Ashleigh Barty, who beat Simona Halep.